Hello and welcome. I'm Melinda Kirami. Tonight, Governor Samuel Ortom briefs President Buhari on the security situation in Benue State, claims the militia attacking residents camped in Nasarawa State. Governor Al-Makura counters that claim. 2019 general elections beckon as INEC announces timetable and schedule of activities for the polls. NNPC opens new crude oil contract bid. GMD of the state oil company warns against sharp practices in the process. North and South Korea to hold military talks to reduce border tension following first high-level meeting in 2 years.
On business news tonight, World Bank releases Global Economic Prospect Report, forecasts 2.5% growth for Nigeria this year.
On sports news, Nigeria's Super Falcons to face Benin Republic, Togo and Senegal in the group phase of the maiden Women's WAFU Cup in Côte d'Ivoire.
And from Abuja, Senate tackles Attorney General and Minister of Justice for seeking to stop probe into Abdulrashid Main's reinstatement into the civil service.
We begin tonight with the meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and the Governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, in the nation's capital, Abuja. Governor Ortom met with the president shortly after the expanded emergency security meeting to find a lasting solution to the killings in Benue State and other parts of the country. Governor Ortom claims that the militia responsible for the recent attack are camped in Tunga area of Nasarawa State, an allegation his counterpart, Governor Al-Makura, has denied. Our correspondent Ibrahim Adra tells us more.
It was a meeting of some state executives, ministers and security chieftains. At the heart of the discourse here is the unending farmers-herders clashes with attendant loss of lives and property. The latest attacks are in Benue State. The Benue State governor is in the State House to meet with President Muhammadu Buhari.
I had to brief him. He's also doing further investigation to know the next line of action.
While he is appreciative of the steps taken by the federal government, he is unclear about the proposed setting up of a cattle colony.
I'm waiting to be briefed about what colony means. I don't understand it until I know what it is. But like I keep saying, for us, the way forward is ranching.
He calls for the arrest of the leadership of the Miete Allah Kautel Hore and points accusing fingers at neighboring Nasarawa State for harboring militiamen.
We know where they are. As I talk to you, they are in Tungwa, in our local government. That is where these people are camped and coming to attack people. And they're taking a different dimension.
In a swift reaction, his counterpart, the governor of Nasarawa State, denies the allegations, saying if anything, Tunga is home to about 7,000 refugees running from the Benue crisis.
This statement is most unfortunate. I would like to use this opportunity to say that there is nothing like that whatsoever. If anything, the Tunga, the governor is talking about in our local government, is now the safe haven for displaced persons. As I speak with you today, there are more than 3 IDPs within our local government that quarters and caters for the number of people that have migrated from Benue to Nasarawa.
He advises his colleague on the way forward.
I feel the concern should be of the plight of the people and how to protect them, how to give them shelter, how to cater for them. so that they don't become completely distressed.
The herdsmen attack in Benue has left many indigents dead, a situation that has elicited various reactions from across the country. While efforts are on by governments at the state and federal levels to mitigate the crisis, the challenge is to provide a peaceful and conducive environment for both farmers and herders to be able to contribute to economic development. Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
More on the attacks in Benue State. The governor, Samuel Ortom, who was a guest on our program Politics Today, says soldiers also came under attack. And he also reeled out the numbers of people that have been displaced due to the violence.
This evening, he has convened a stakeholders meeting by tomorrow here in Makurdi. And I'm supporting him. I'm going to do everything possible to ensure that his mission, as directed by Mr. President, is successful. And I believe that with this directive, there should be a new relief for the people of Benue State. As I talk to you, we have over 60,000 refugees. People are running all over the place, some out of fear of the unknown, just running to unknown destinations. And I have refugee crisis at my hand at this time because these people have continued to issue threat and they are coming. They are confronting even the security men that are here. Even today, the soldiers that were deployed here in my council ward in Guma local government, they confronted them.
Governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, and there are not only casualties on the side of the army, the police also have their losses. They've confirmed the death of 2 of their colleagues deployed to a village in Logo local council area by herdsmen who reportedly laid ambush for the troops on patrol between Benue and Nasarawa border. The spokesman of the police command, Moses Yamu, while speaking to Channels Television on the attack, says the corpses have been recovered and additional troops deployed to help track down the perpetrators. Meanwhile, the police command has arraigned an 18-year-old, Ibrahim Idrissa, and a 10-year-old called Saidu Adamu for an alleged crime in Logo village.
Our men deployed to Awashua village in Logo local government area of Benue State came under an ambush attack yesterday, on Monday, yesterday evening, when the suspected herdsmen laid ambush on them, and we lost 2 of our men in the process. And as soon as we got the reports yesterday, we were able to deploy more men led by the commander 13 PMF Benue State, which led more men to that area, and they went and were able to kind of force the attackers back to where they came from. We were able to recover the corpses of 2 of our men, a serving police inspector and a sergeant, which were killed by the militias. And at the moment, more deployments have been made with more deployments that were coming from Abuja, also with the internally sourced men that we sourced from the command. We also deployed them more to that area, in addition to the aerial surveillance, which took off this morning to that area to ensure that everything is brought under control.
And when talking about the attacks in Benue State, the word on everyone's lips is always the Mietiala group. Well, the leadership has finally broken their silence on the allegations against herdsmen and their involvement in the crisis. The Secretary General of the Association, Baba Usman Nganzaba, says the organization condemns the killings, but that does not take away their position on the implementation of the anti-open grazing law, which he says still needs a lot of work. He was speaking on our breakfast program, Sunrise Daily.
We value lives very well. Both the lives of our members and the lives of anybody in Nigeria is valuable. So we have to condemn it. We have to call on the security to try as much as possible to be bringing the perpetrators of this act to book. Why can't we ask ourselves, what is happening now? Why are these crises taking place now? You know, we suspect there is a political undertone to this crisis. You know, sometimes when they happen, they were given a religious and religious correlation. In some places, they were termed ethnic crisis. In some other places, they were seen as religious crisis. But they are far from. It is far from religion. It is happening in Zamfara. It has happened in Kaduna. It's happening in Benue. It took place in Plateau. It's taking place in Taraba now. The husband is not spared by the cattle rustler. Today we lost over 2 million cattle in Nigeria as a result of cattle rustling. Who are the owners of those cattle? They are the husband. The husband is not spared from the extortion of the security on the highway. The husband is not spared by this farmer pastoralist crisis that is given the religious and civic correlation, despite the political undertone that is attached to the crisis from the way we look at it. So, see, Governor Samuel Ortom, to me personally, I consider him to be a gentleman who wants to solve this problem once and for all. He invited us when he was going to implement that law, but even that time, we told him that implementing it immediately is a problem, because this is changing a way of life of a people who are not educated, who are not skilled, who are not trained. It has to be gradual.
The people of Benue State are not alone. In Edo State, residents of a community in Akoko Edo local government area are protesting against attacks by herdsmen, and they are calling on relevant authorities to intervene. The people say that despite reporting initial attacks to the authorities, nothing was done about it, while the onslaught has continued.
The people of Oja community in Akoko Edo local government area of Edo State are predominantly farmers. But on this day, members of the community decided to abandon their farms in order to protest against incessant violent attacks by herdsmen. First, they take their case to the palace of their traditional ruler, who in turn further expresses the confusion and frustration of the members of the community.
We want the government to help us, because when we voted for change, this is not what we need.
I leave Kaduna because of Fulani riot. I'm in my village again. I would be afraid. Please, I beg. Government to take care of these people. We don't need them again at all.
The Constitution did not permit such a person to kill the person he goes to live with. The Constitution did not also specify that the properties of such person you go to sojourn in his land, you should convert them.
Having laid their complaints at the palace, they went ahead to pay a solidarity visit to one of their own, Mr. Jerome Obayemi, who is battling for his life after being attacked allegedly by herdsmen on the 4th of January 2018. Mr. Obayemi, who lost an arm in the attack, narrates his ordeal.
So I don't check the trial finish. So I was about to go collect my machine so that I go meet her. I just see 5 people appear. Start to pursue me. If I go move like 2 times, they don't cut me for the right side. When I come the wrong, I cut to the left side too. So I jump the first stone, second stone, the third one, I can't fall. As I fall now, I take side, I look, I see cutlass day up. One cut my neck, now I come straight to my hand. Can't cut this hand with this head.
To further show their determination to get justice and also forestall a recurrence, representatives of the community take their case to the police and the authorities of their local government council.
They are right in State CID Benin now. They've been arrested. I want the people of Oja, who have been law-abiding citizens, are you hearing me? Leave justice for government to carry out. Don't go to the violent way.
For now, the people of Oja community have been given the assurance that justice will be served. But more importantly, incidents of this nature must never happen again.
In part two, after the break, House of Representatives reject fuel pricing proposal by the Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Ibe Kachuku. Please stay with us.